Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moya if you're new here. I hope you're well. I am so excited for today's video because I am filming a Q&A. I feel like you guys don't really know a lot about me. Obviously, a bunch of you are super new. So first of all, thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world. But I'm also quite new to YouTube. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do a chill sit down video. We can just hang out for a bit. This is going to be like really long and rambly. I do apologize. Go grab yourself a drink, maybe a tea, coffee, gin and tonic. That is my preferable drink of choice. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish I had a gin and tonic now because I'm like strangely nervous to film this. I don't know, I find it really hard talking to a camera at length. This is like my second time trying to film it, so yes, we will see how it goes. But anyway, I asked you guys over on Instagram to send me your questions and oh my gosh, you guys pulled through. There were so many questions and I wish I could answer all of them, but I don't think we're gonna have time. However, I've screenshotted a few of them, so yeah, let's just get started. Let's start with some quick fire questions to like ease myself into it and just answer some of the general ones. First of all, how old am I? I'm 20 years old. I was born on 30th of June 1999, so technically still a 90s baby. Just about. What is my ethnicity? My dad is from Northern Ireland and my mum is from Jakarta, so I'm 50% Irish, 50% Indonesian, but I've lived in Belfast my whole life. What is my horoscope? So as I said, I was born in June, so my sun sign is a Cancer, my moon is an Aquarius, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. Let me know what you guys are down below though, because I'm super interested, and the app which I use for astrology is CoStar. I get a few questions about that. What is my sexuality? I love men. Like boys, men, boys. Girls are so pretty, but yeah, I'm straight. What is my BTS bias? Tae. The minute I saw Tae, I was just like in love. I love all the boys equally and honestly they all wreck my bias 24/7. I just think that me and Tae would actually vibe really well in real life. I don't know, maybe I could like teach him about art history, he could teach me about photography. It could be really cute. So if anyone knows him in real life, please send him my way. I'm just gonna like put that out into the universe. What is your favorite movie ever? Lord of the Rings The Two Towers extended edition. Legolas was like my sexual awakening. Your favorite song at the minute? Ooh, this is a tough one. I've been loving La La Lost You by Nicki, the acoustic version. It is so beautiful and it reminds me of being in New York. But my favorite BTS song, ATM, is probably Pied Piper. It is such a jam. Whenever I first listened to it, I was like, this is so sexy, but if you read the lyrics, you know, it's really funny. What are your top 3 books? I always get so many questions about book recommendations, so I'm gonna give you my top 3. Number 1, Norwegian Wood by Murakami. Favorite book ever. So beautifully written. I wish I wrote it. So sad, and yeah. Number 2 is probably Vile Bodies by Evelyn Waugh. Evelyn Waugh. I'm actually such a big fan of his writing. I love Brideshead and Scoop and Declining Fall, but I think Vile Bodies is my favorite. And number 3 is probably The Great Gatsby. I feel like that's so basic for me to say, but it is so beautifully written. It's like poetry and I think I can literally read it every day and not get bored. What camera do I film on? I film on the Canon G7X. I think it's the Mark II. It's really good quality and it's super small, so really good for traveling. What do I use to edit my videos? I still use iMovie. It is so tedious and not user-friendly for editing videos, but yeah. The minute I get Final Cut Pro, big things are happening. Where is your everyday jewelry from? I get asked this so much. A lot of it is actually hand-me-downs from my Oma, my Indonesian grandma. So like this chain which I always wear is from her and a few of my rings are. But the other ones are either from Chupi or Majuri. I love Majuri's jewelry so much. I'm actually part of their Fine Crew, so if you want 10% off your first order, you can click the link below. This is not sponsored, I just really love them. AJ Whaley asks, how did you get to be in New York for college? I got so many questions about study abroad, but basically my university already had a partnership with Barnard College for like exchanges. So whenever I was applying for study abroad last year, I put Barnard as my first choice and I got in, which was so exciting. It was actually such a dream, and obviously Barnard is under like the Columbia University umbrella, so I took classes both at Barnard and Columbia campuses and literally just felt like Nate Archibald and Gossip Girl. Jessica Stewart Breen asks, how did you get served in New York if you're only 20? That's a really good question. I don't think I can actually answer that online, but you can send me a DM. Alina Xena asks, worst part and best part of New York? So the best part was literally just experiencing life in the city, like going downtown for drinks or over to Brooklyn to thrift, and yeah, it just felt so surreal to be there. A huge part of my experience was having some of the best people by my side. I made such good friends with the girls I was with in New York, and I'm so sad that I'm like not living with them anymore, but hopefully I will see them all in the near future. And I guess the worst part, aside from sometimes seeing rats, was how expensive the subway is. Like, I don't understand. You could spend like $30 to $40 getting the subway around in one day. There's no travel limit cap, which I find really bizarre. But yeah, just generally New York being expensive was a bummer. Cameo Diaz asks, the best memory of New York. I have so many great memories from being there, but I think one of the best moments was we were coming home from a night out in Brooklyn and we couldn't afford the Uber the whole way uptown, so we got off after the bridge and hopped on the subway, and it was like 4 or 5 a.m. There's like not really that many people there, but there was a guy busking on our train and he was so sweet and he was playing the keyboard. We were all really sleepy, but then he played Rocket Man and we all started singing along with him, and Ella was harmonizing, and it was just so nice and magical. Close Selling asked, any NYC mystery romances? Well girl, it wouldn't be a mystery if I told you about it now, would it? Let's just say that dating in New York City is really fun, and I swear the standard of men is like unmatched because there's just so many people there and everyone's really lonely, so yeah, it was fun. Laura Rita asked, what do you study? This was such a popular question, but basically I am a third year going into final year history of art and architecture and English literature student at Trinity College Dublin. Such a mouthful, I know. But yeah, I did both subjects equally for the first 3 years, and then in final year I will be specialising in history of art, which I'm super excited for. Anna Louie asked, what is studying in Dublin like? By the way, love your videos so much. Thank you. I love Dublin with my whole heart. I love it so much. I think it is a great place to be a student. Obviously it's like a capital city and it's quite international, but it's super small, so there's like such a nice homey vibe about it. And I don't know if I've just surrounded myself with really great people in Dublin, but everyone is so chill and down to earth and just like down for a good time, which I love. But yeah, it's great, and Dublin nightlife is a 10 out of 10. Lauren Power asks, do you think normal people portrayed Trinity accurately, and was it weird seeing it on TV? Seeing it on TV made me miss it so much, especially since we were all in quarantine whenever the show came out. I'm so excited to go back, and I think they did capture like the essence of Trinity quite well. There were some parts in the novel where I think Trinity students were presented as quite like entitled and up themselves and pretentious, which I don't know if that's like a Trinity stereotype, but I haven't really experienced many people like that. I guess Marianne hangs out with a lot of people from the Phil who I wouldn't really associate myself with, but I don't really want to say anything because I've never gone to any Phil events. In the TV show, Connell is having these like English seminars in beautiful, well-lit rooms overlooking campus, which do not exist, especially for English students. Trinity Arts Block is like concrete brutalism, and I swear all the English seminar rooms which I've had tutorials in literally have no windows and they're so dark and dingy, so I don't know if they just wanted to make it look better, which they probably did, but that was definitely not realistic. Shasla asks, things to do in Dublin that doesn't involve drinking / where do you shop in Dublin? I mean, I swear in Dublin like life revolves around alcohol. I don't know, there's just so many pubs and bars. So aside from that, I guess there's like a good coffee scene in Dublin. A few of my favourite places are Bread 41 or Bear Market, or Nick's in Ranelagh is really good if you're in that area. And in terms of shopping, I don't really shop that much whenever I'm at college. I usually just buy things off Depop, or I'll like wait until I'm in Belfast because the charity shops are much cheaper here. However, if I am looking at charity shops in Dublin, usually Rathmines or Camden Street are pretty good. Why did you decide to study art history? So funny story, this was all a fluke. Like, I never really chose to do art history. Basically all my UCAS applications, which is like the UK university application system, it was all for Chinese studies, which looking back on it was such a rogue decision because I don't speak Mandarin. I have no past experience with Chinese culture or history. So yeah, I basically only wanted to go to Oxford, and whenever I got rejected, which that's also a whole nother story, I decided to apply to Trinity on a whim and thought art history would be fun. And I am so glad that I picked it. I can't imagine studying anything else, and it brings me so much joy. I don't know, I just think it's so interesting to have knowledge about art and painting and sculpture and architecture. I think there's something like really sexy about it, and I don't know if I'm just like a pretentious twat, but I think it's great dinner time conversation. And yeah, I just love taking my friends around galleries and explaining things about art to them. At Trinity it is quite traditional and Eurocentric, but for me that doesn't really bother me that much, just because if I was ever to go into contemporary art or like Asian art or something, I would still want to have that background knowledge of European art and its history, I guess. TV Nanny asks, do you feel like majoring in art history influences the art you make? That is such a cool question. I definitely felt inspired to get back into painting after studying art history, and it's obviously really cool like looking at all these different techniques and analysing them and trying to bring them into your own work. And I guess for centuries artists have been like looking at their predecessors and studying what they did and learning from them. Not saying like I want to be an artist, but I find that whole like development process really interesting. And yeah, I don't think I've created enough art to know what my style is or whether it's been influenced a lot by what people have done in the past, but I hope that answers your question. Ashley asks, what are some tips you can give for someone entering college this fall? I definitely want to do a full college video, potentially later in summer or in August or something, because I feel like I could talk about it for hours and I have so much advice and stories to share. I guess just like one thing is don't stress, everyone's in the same position. I find the first few weeks of college really overwhelming just because everyone was like trying to prove that they were having a better time than everyone else and that they had more friends, but after a month or so that kind of dies down and everyone sort of finds their people, which is really nice. Just don't get paralytic drunk, that's like super dangerous and not very healthy, and someone's gonna have to take you home and no one wants to be that person. Pretty Little Halo asks, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Idealistic, ambitious, and I guess self-absorbed, even though like I don't want to be self-absorbed, but you know, I'm being honest here. I literally have a YouTube channel and an Instagram which is basically just about me. So Sarah Nigal asks what you wanted to be when you were younger versus what you want to be now. So basically before I started studying art history and I was applying for Chinese, I told everyone that I wanted to be a diplomat, but really my whole life I've always wanted to be a spy. Since I can remember, that's like the only thing I wanted to do. I was obsessed with like Jason Bourne. I read all the Gallagher Girls books whenever I was in school. I loved James Bond, and like my idol was, what's his name, Jack Bauer in 24. Oh my gosh, I was obsessed with that. I just really wanted to work for the MI6 and be a spy, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen now because I'm literally putting my whole life on the internet, but who knows, maybe it's all like a conspiracy theory. But yeah, now I'm pretty unsure of what I want to do. I still want to do something creative, like maybe work in like fashion or magazine or have my own like sustainable brand or something. That would be amazing. I also think I'd be a great art dealer, and that's something I'm definitely interested in, but I don't really know how to like approach it. And part of me also just wants to like be an investment banker for like 10 years and make a ton of money, but that's very cynical of me to say. Day by Clara asks, how were your grades in school? I'm literally just answering this to flex, but I was like a straight A-star student. Apart from A-level French, I didn't get an A-star in that, but I was such a good Asian kid in school. Not so much at university, but I do really enjoy studying, and like I hold myself to quite a high standard whenever it comes to academics. Holly Law asks, how many countries have you visited? I think like 20 something. Obviously I've been to UK, Ireland, America, I've been to a few states there. I've been to France a bunch, Germany a lot, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands a few times, Italy, Czech Republic, Austria, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Hungary. I think that's it for Europe. And then in Africa, I've been to Morocco and South Africa, and in Asia, I've been to Singapore a few times, Indonesia a few times of course, Vietnam, China, and Thailand. I was in Bangkok for a day. I feel like that counts. Martha O'Leary asks, where do you think you'll travel first once it's safe to do so? I feel like realistically I'll probably just be going to like London or something because a bunch of my friends live there. But some of my top destinations on my list at the minute are Japan, South Korea, Greece I've never been to. I really want to go back to Indonesia and Australia. A few of the girls I was living with in New York go to the University of Melbourne, so I really want to go visit, and I definitely have a big like Aussie trip in the planning. Brisa asks, how are you able to travel so much? So I get this question a lot, and obviously I pay for all my trips with my own money. Like my parents don't pay for my travel at all, but I've just had a job since I was 15. I've been working as a cleaner, a barista, waitress in a bar, and also in retail. Travel is the one thing which I prioritize spending my money on. It's obviously a privilege that I can prioritize spending my money on something, but I'd rather spend it on travel than like on outside or buying new clothes or whatever. Obviously living in Europe, flights can be super cheap, especially to like Paris. It can be like £15 or whatever, but I can definitely do like a whole video on how I plan affordable trips if that's something you guys would like to see. And yeah, I just love traveling so much. I love experiencing new cultures and living in different cities, and I feel so restless at the minute being at home. Mariana asks, best memory from a trip, by the way, I love you so much, you're very inspiring. Guys, you're all too sweet. It actually makes my heart so warm. So this isn't like a best memory or anything, but I was in a scooter crash in Vietnam and I have this scar. I don't know if I can show you. Here's my feet for the internet. Ooh. I have this scar on my ankle which I'm probably gonna have for life, but I think it's really fun. Obviously it was not a fun time crashing on like a main road in Vietnam. Basically we skidded and fell, and then a scooter like drove into my leg, and it was so sore, and I honestly thought that like I was going to have lost a foot, which was really scary, but it was fine. And we actually crashed beside a pharmacist, so this lovely like Vietnamese man patched me all up, and I was basically good to go. Not like a best memory, but every time I look down at my leg I remember my Asia trip, which is really fun on a whole. Elise Stone asks, how was your experience as an au pair? I'm interested but don't know much about it. My experience was interesting to say the least. Last summer a bunch of my plans fell through, and I really wanted to travel but I didn't have the money to just like go off on my own, so I signed up to aupair.com, and after like 2 days a family contacted me and booked a flight for me to come out to Italy. And yeah, it happened so quickly, and looking back on it, it could have gone so badly. I don't know, I feel like anyone can sign up for aupair.com. It's not really like an agency, so I would 100% recommend signing up for an agency if you want to go into au pairing, because I don't know, my dad was like freaking out the day that I was meant to leave, and not gonna lie, I was feeling really scared whenever I arrived at the airport and like met the dad. The family were legit and I was fine, but please 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 don't do what I did, because it could have been like a Liam Neeson taken incident, and we don't want that happening. I don't speak Italian and my family didn't speak English, so it was definitely hard to like communicate, and the child hated me so much. Oh my gosh, she was like 5 years old and she would cry every single day, so that wasn't really that pleasant, and I worked a lot, but luckily they had a really nice apartment on the beach and the mum cooked amazing pasta, so on my hours off I could just like tan and swim, and yeah, it was nice to be on my own, but I don't know if I'd do it again. Camille Bisson asks, where is your favorite place you've ever traveled to? This is such a hard question, oh my gosh. I think Lembongan is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. It is like a tiny island off Bali, but it's super chill. There were hardly any tourists whenever I was there, and I had such an incredible time. The sunsets were beautiful, the beaches were unreal, and yeah, it was just like a very good chill beachy vibe. I would actually consider like living there at some point in the future. But a close second and third would probably be Marrakesh and Hong Kong. They were both amazing cities to be in. Mary Kate Caroline asks, do you want to live in Ireland for the rest of your life? Definitely not. There are so many cities I want to live in, and so many countries and places that I haven't even been to yet. I'm definitely set on living in New York City or Paris in the next few years, and then maybe London in the future. I think Dublin would be a great place to like start a family or raise kids, but I don't know, I also have this vision of like raising my kids on a beach in Bali or something. I feel like that'd be super vibey, and I'd be so happy by the ocean. I feel like kids would also be so happy there. Dami Kotoa asks, how are you these days? Mental health, physical health and spiritual health. I love you so much. Oh, this is such a sweet question. Thank you so much for checking up on me. My mental health has been okay. Obviously it's been a really intense few weeks, and I almost feel bad for saying that, but yeah, I think with everything going on I've definitely felt more anxious and more like uneasy about things. My physical health is okay. I haven't been sick, and none of my family members have been sick, which is obviously something I'm super grateful for. And in terms of like exercising and stuff, I was on such a health kick last week, and this week I've been so lazy. And also my mum made the most incredible like cinnamon rolls, and I've eaten like 4 or 5 of them already, so we're definitely like comfort eating all my emotions this week. And spiritually I feel like I'm in quite a positive place. I don't know, I've been really enjoying journaling. I've journaled like my whole life, but recently I've been loving it as a way to, I don't know, connect with like my spiritual intentions. I feel like I've been putting out good vibes, so hopefully good vibes are coming towards me. Carol asks, how is your love life? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 definitely sums up my love life at the minute. I don't know, I think I want to keep my personal life pretty private on the internet. Not that there's like anything going on, there's literally nothing happening with me at the minute. Let's just say I'm very happy with where I am, and I want to be actively focusing on myself for like the next few years or so. Boys are so fun, but they are just a distraction sometimes, so there's the tea. Katie Graham asks, how do you stay positive? So I'm obviously not super positive and happy and chirpy all the time. Like, I still have shit days on the regular, but I've definitely learned over the years that there's literally no point in being sad. Like, I understand that sometimes that's not a choice, but you have to force it until it becomes natural. Like waking up every day in the morning and telling yourself it is going to be a great day, and looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're hot shit, you know, just like keep doing that until it becomes basically part of your daily mindset. I would really recommend just just filling your time with things that truly make you happy. One of my favorite quarantine rituals has been like nightly dance parties on my own, listening to BTS. So many good endorphins, brings me so much joy, and I just feel so much better after a good boogie. Natalie asked, are you planning to get more tattoos? Yes, oh my gosh, I was so buzzing after getting my first tattoo in New York. It was such a fun experience and I definitely want to get more. I'm not really sure what, like I really like the idea of that being like a spontaneous thing. My tattoo in New York doesn't really mean anything apart from being like a nice reminder of my time there. I love like Rohini Elise's tattoos and Emily Yates on Instagram. She has so many cute little tattoos. I definitely would like to look like that at some point in my life. But yeah, hopefully I'll get one post-quarantine. Maybe like a little angel or tiger, or I don't know, maybe something to do with art would be fun, but nothing really concrete at the minute. Lily asked, what are your favorite Instagram accounts for fashion inspo? My personal style is hugely influenced by Instagram. I absolutely adore Matilda Djerf, of course. She is like the queen of Instagram. I also love all the kind of Dutch Instagrammers, so Benthe, Amaka, Elise, that kind of crew. I think their style is so cute and effortless, and yeah, I love them. And one of my longtime faves is Jordan Riza. She is super cool and she's very politically active. I also love Alice Wang and Sasha Miu. They're beautiful and like very minimal but cool. Lauren Sari asks, top 5 thrifted items. This is such a fun question. I'm actually wearing one of my favorite thrift finds ever. It is this Reformation top who we do not support anymore after what came out about the CEO. However, I still love this top and I was so excited to find this in New York. I'm also wearing my Levi ribcage jeans, which I thrifted, which literally it was just amazing to find perfectly fitting Levi's in a thrift store. And I love my Harley Davidson jacket. Love the purple cardigan which I got in a charity shop last year. I've just worn it so much. It's so comfy and like cute for college. And I guess number 5 would be my leather trench coat. It was like £5. It fits me perfectly and it gives me such like Matrix vibes. HTTP Hannah asked, how was it growing up in a mixed race household and did I ever experience microaggressions or racism? I can't say that word. Racism. I definitely found it quite weird whenever I was younger. Obviously my area in Belfast is quite predominantly white, especially in school there weren't really that many people of colour, and in secondary school I think I was like one of 5 in my year who wasn't white. Whenever I was younger I was so confused as to why all my friends were eating all like the same food and I was just eating all this like weird Asian stuff, and I think I was like very self-conscious about it and didn't really invite anyone over to my house, which I feel so bad about because my mum's cooking is amazing obviously and I love Asian food so much. Whenever I was in school, like I didn't really get that many comments. I have very like white features, I feel. I don't know. Some people don't like really know where to place me. And yeah, I just think like a bunch of the girls were just jealous that I was like constantly tanned. So that was a good thing, I guess. On nights out and stuff, I would get comments like, where are you from? But like, where are you really from? Which is the most annoying thing ever. Like, why can't people believe that you can be non-white and from Belfast? It's so annoying and like honestly really rude. But apart from that, I've had a pretty positive experience. I love being mixed race. I'm obviously so much closer to like my Irish roots and family because I've lived in Belfast my whole life. But I really want to go back to Indonesia soon and yeah, connect with like my heritage. Colleen Boggs asked, do you believe in astrology / are you religious? I grew up in a Christian household. My granddad is a Methodist minister, so I went to church every week and yeah, no bad feelings. I really like going to church and it was like such a big part of my childhood, but at the minute I don't go to church. I wouldn't call myself a Christian, but that doesn't mean I don't believe in God. I would definitely say that I am a spiritual person and I believe in something out there, a higher being or like the universe at play. I love astrology and I think it's so fun and I've been learning so much about it in quarantine, but I definitely don't feel like educated enough on it to speak about it and whether I truly believe in it. It's very accurate, so I don't know. I'm excited to learn more. Sophus Fuss asks, when and why did you start YouTube? I've had a few questions on when I started YouTube and if like a bunch of my old videos are in private, but no, these are all the videos which I've made. Basically, I wanted to start last year. The Croatia video is the first video I've ever made and I feel kind of cringe watching it back, and it's really weird that people are watching it now because it came out like a year ago. I wanted to start YouTube then, and obviously I filmed the back to school haul, and then I was filming a college week in my life video and I actually dropped my camera and it broke and it was so heartbreaking and it cost like 400 euros to repair and it took like 2 to 3 months to get fixed. So that kind of put me off it for a bit and I obviously didn't have my equipment, but Whenever I was in New York, I started vlogging again just because I wanted to have the memories. And yeah, I'm so excited to be filming at final year at Trinity and doing like college content. I just kind of wish I'd started sooner because I enjoy it so much. If you scroll like really deep on my Instagram, you'll find a bunch of like short videos I made whenever I was interrailing and during school. And yeah, I've just always enjoyed like editing and filming. It makes me even happier that people are enjoying my videos. So yeah. Soph asks, how do you feel about your recent / sudden YouTube growth? Love your videos. Thank you, Sophie. I have been so overwhelmed because, well, obviously everyone starts YouTube wanting people to see you. Like, you're literally putting yourself out there. It is just mad that people are actually watching me. Like, I'm sitting in my Belfast room during quarantine and getting such sweet DMs from you guys being like, love from Philippines and Australia and Germany and America. And I definitely feel the pressure to continue to put out good content. And it's also been quite hard to like separate my daily life from YouTube just because I spend so much time filming and editing. It's become like my whole quarantine project, which I'm very happy about. Yas Doodle asks, what advice do you have on starting a YouTube channel? I'm too nervous to. Love your videos. Thank you so much. I get so many DMs about advice on starting a YouTube channel, and honestly, just do it. If you're thinking about it, it means you probably want to do it, and I wish I'd started sooner. So just give it a go and don't worry about people like talking shit about you, because people talk shit about anything these days. At least you're putting yourself out there. One piece of advice I can give would be just to make sure that you're putting out content that you're proud of and that you would also want to watch, because if you're not doing it for yourself, then I don't really think people would relate as much to it. I don't know. Olivia Byrne asks, what is one piece of advice about anything? Put out good vibes and they will come right back to you. This world just needs a bit more love, so stay positive. I feel like that was 3 things, but the whole gist of it was one, you know? Jujita James asks, how does one get their shit together? Girl, if you find the answer to that, please tell me, because I don't know. And I feel like on that note, I'm going to end the Q&A. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I'm sorry if it was like all over the place or I wasn't saying anything coherently, because I can't speak in fluent sentences at the camera. Like, I actually get so nervous for sit down videos. So fun fact, I'm probably not naturally good at YouTube. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll also leave my Instagram down below so you can go follow me on there because I post a lot, and who doesn't want more Moya content? You know? Anyway, just sending out my love to you guys. Thank you so much for all the sweet messages recently, and I hope you guys all have a gorgeous week and a lovely day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so